All right. So Julia, do you want to introduce yourself and then go around, or how do you want you want me to take over? What do you want, ma'am?
Really and truly, I have no idea what I'm doing other than hitting record
Okay.
on the computer, Krisha, if you want to know the honest. Amber
All
doesn't really
right.
give details. She just gives us half information and we
Okay.
go from
No.
there.
All right. Well, the voice that you hear is not Amber, even though that's Amber's picture. That is Julia. She is there in the Logan office, and Logan and Amber is doing something pretty exciting today, actually. So there she is. Um, but most of you know me. I'm Krisha. I'm from the Reach. I do all the behind the scenes things. So writing the grants, planning the events, all the stuff. And then Julia, if you want to introduce yourself, and then we just kind of go around and everybody introduces themselves. Make sure you have your information in the chat, your contact information, and then Rich can do his presentation.
All right. Well, my name's Julia. I'm a recovery coach with Logan County QRT, and that's about it. And I'm a Reach Back navigator.
Miss Barb, do you want to introduce yourself and then pick on somebody else?
Sure, I'm Barb Ellis. I work with Mountain Laurel. I'm a PRSS for Mountain Laurel Integrated Healthcare, and we'll let Chris introduce himself.
Hey guys, I'm Chris Baker. I'm with the Recovery Group of Southern West Virginia. I am a PRSS/CS, kind of do it all. I run our Logan Recovery Center here in town. And Richard, next.
Hey guys, I'm Rich Ward with the Division of Rehab Services, and I'll be boring you in just a little bit. So I'll tell you all about our program here, and apologize in advance to the people that have heard it multiple times. And how about Michael?
Hi, everybody. Michael Robinette with Jobs and Hope, part of Region 2. We cover the counties of Logan, Mingo, Wayne, Lincoln, and Cabell. And I got to listen to Richard's spiel. Was it 2 weeks ago? We were up there for training, I believe it was. 2 weeks. He's electric. The point is, he's electric.
Exactly. Real exciting.
All right, Jen, you're unmuted. So you and then Seth.
Hey everyone, my name is Jen Call. I am the outreach coordinator for Northwood Health Systems crisis units. We have 2 crisis units in the Northern Panhandle. We have 1 in Ohio County and 1 in Brooke County, but we do receive referrals from all over the state. So if you have anyone that's struggling with detox or acute psychiatric symptoms, we can definitely help them.
805. Thank you. Is that drink for you?
Hey guys, sorry, literally checking in from the Arby's drive-through. Seth Hansen, Bruce Recover Together. I'm the Partnership Development Manager for West Virginia. Thank you.
Is your card number?
See, and that's the bad thing, you know, we do not practice good self-care. We're eating at the drive-through, shoving whatever food in our face because we're always on the go, helping everybody else and not taking care of ourselves. But, you know, maybe Arby's has salads now that I don't know about, but
They've got meat, Christian, meat.
okay.
Did you hear?
I can hear you, Krisha.
I know. All right, I'll behave. All right, Mr. Rich, before I require your services, because, you know, Seth is gonna, you know, he might hurt me or something. No, he would not. But would you like to do your presentation, sir?
Sure. Just let me make sure that I'm coming through clearly. Everything's good? Okay. So again, I'm Rich Ward with the Division of Rehab Services. I've been here almost 20 years now. I've been a vocational rehabilitation counselor and a branch office supervisor, and now I'm what we call a program specialist in my area of special, I don't know what the word is, specialty area is what we call behavioral health, corrections, and community assets, which just involves working not directly with the consumers that we have that have behavioral health conditions or criminal histories or both, but and also our independent living programs. But I provide technical assistance and to our counselors and network with folks to just to make sure that our name is out there in terms of that our services are available to all individuals who have a disability of any kind. So it looks like, Krisha, are you frozen up on me? Nope, you're just really, really still. I was thinking that maybe my internet is kind of in and out. So let me start with our new website that we have. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, I'm disabled from screen sharing. Can you fix that for me, Krisha?
All right, try now. I made you the host.
Well, let me see, because now I'm not even seeing my screen that I can share. Hold tight here. Can you all see that now?
No, sir.
No? All right, let me try one more time. Ah. How about now?
Yay.
All right, great. So the Division of Rehabilitation Services is the state agency that operates the federal vocational rehab program in the state of West Virginia. All states and territories across the nation have vocational rehab programs. I believe there are 72 of them. So the mission is to serve individuals with disabilities to help them plan and prepare for suitable employment. So disability and employment are the two key things that you have to remember when making a referral to DRS. When I say disability, I do not mean that you have to receive Social Security disability, for example. In fact, you do not. It's any type of condition, behavioral, mental or physical condition that makes it a little more difficult for an individual to get or keep a job. Having a barrier to employment, such as a criminal history or a conviction, is definitely a barrier, but it is not considered a disability. However, I think most individuals who do become justice involved have some type of condition that may have contributed to their incarceration for whatever reason. So I do want to point out a little bit about us. I just think it's neat to share our history. You can see here that we've been around for more than 100 years. We started back in 1920, so we've been around a long time. Although things have changed over the years, it has always been about disability and employment. So again, I want to point out this is our new website, maybe been up a month or so. It has a new feature that says make a referral to DRS. Lots of folks seem very excited about that, and I think it's a great tool to use. However, if you are making a referral for one of your participants or a consumer, somebody that you serve, I would encourage you to establish a connection or a relationship with your local DRS office. And you can find all of that information on here under Contact Us. All of our offices, I believe there are 31 across the state, are listed here. So you can use this, make a referral definitely as a tool, but it's really important to contact an office and establish relationships, especially if you're going to be referring lots of individuals. I think you'll find that you'll get better service and your consumers will get better service. So, and please feel free to stop me anytime that you have a question or want to jump in. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can. So let me just start by going to our frequently asked questions. I think it's just always a good way to spur conversation and bring up things. But so we always get the what is vocational rehabilitation program, or what is it? And I already stated that it's the program that helps folks with physical or mental disabilities get or keep a job. So that is what we're all about. We are an eligibility-based program. We are not what we call an entitlement program. So you do have to be determined eligible. And again, that is having a disability, having functional limitations associated with that disability that makes it more difficult for an individual to get or keep a job, and that you require some type of vocational rehabilitation service to become employed or stay employed. Already mentioned about Social Security disability, that no, you do not have to receive Social Security disability to qualify for our services. However, if you do receive Social Security, if you do receive it and you want to go back to work, either part-time or full-time, you can apply for our services, and you would be automatically determined eligible if you are a SSDI or SSI recipient. I will point out that it's never a good idea to apply for disability benefits at the same time that you're applying for vocational rehabilitation, because it's conflict. One, you're saying you can work, one, you're saying you can't work. So it's really not something. We don't help individuals get Social Security disability. It's contrary to what we do. Ours is about helping people get employment. How do you apply for vocational rehabilitation services? Basically, you start with contacting that local office. Sometimes when we say apply, people think it's just that you fill out an application, and that is really not the case. Applying for services is more about it would be really like a vocational counseling and guidance session with a counselor. They get lots of information to help determine what services an individual needs. First of all, to help determine if you're eligible or not, then determine what services you may need, and to help you develop a plan for employment. What should you bring to your first appointment? If you have your state issued identification or driver's license, any medical insurance cards, your contact information, Social Security card is pretty important for us. I think we're required to receive that, or to see that, to verify identity. If you have medical records related to your disability, it's great to bring those. That is not required if you in fact don't have any documented disability, but you feel like you have some type of condition. For example, if you've struggled to remember or stay on task, or you just seem to have symptoms or signs of attention deficit disorder, for example, but you don't have that documented, you can apply for our services based on that information, and we can have an evaluation done to help determine what's going on. Or a behavioral health condition, for example, if you have anxiety or depression and don't have that documented, we can help you get that information through a psychological evaluation. If you have any educational records, that's very good. If you had an IEP when you were in school, for example, if you can get that, those are all tools that we can use to help plan and prepare for employment, help you plan and prepare for employment. How long does it take to get eligibility determined? Federal law gives us 60 days to determine eligibility. Sometimes it does take a little longer than that if we can't get the information we need within a certain amount of time. For example, if someone comes to us and doesn't have a documented disability and they need us to help them have a psychological evaluation, there are very few providers out there that we can get folks into quickly and get the report back within a 60-day period. It takes some time to do that. So, it could be a little longer. We are not a program that's set up to help people, overnight. It's not an emergency program. It is really a process that you kind of have to go through. The next question here is, can vocational rehab help me get a job? And yes, the answer is that we have an immense amount of services out there that it's very hard for me to sit here and tell you each service, because it's very customized to each individual. Not everyone gets every service. You get what you need in order to achieve your goal, which brings me to the next question is, what is an employment plan? Well, it's just that it is your plan to get the job that you want based on your skills, interest, and abilities. What the consumer and the counselor discuss and come up with together as the job goal, and then it'll list out everything you need to get to that goal. Another frequently asked question, is there a charge? And the general answer to that is no. Occasionally, we will do an economic needs survey that just asks questions about income. And if there's a really large surplus of income, we may ask the consumer to contribute to the cost of some services. For example, if they need a piece of equipment or something, and they have a surplus, they may be expected to contribute a portion of that to their services. Or in terms of training, if you need college training, for example, you always have to apply for financial aid, and that comes first before our dollars kick in. Okay, so what types of services can be provided? So again, it is a vast array of services, anything from those evaluation and diagnostic services to help determine eligibility, to vocational counseling and guidance to help you plan to develop your plan for employment. We do something called pre-employment transition services. And let me go ahead and point out that we can start serving individuals at age 14. So if there's someone, since we're, focused on the reentry population, for example, if you're serving youth that are maybe reentering from a youth detention center, we can serve them starting at age 14. And folks 14 to 21 qualify for something called pre-employment transition services. Again, if they have a disability. And so those are kind of listed out there. There's 5 core services there. One of the biggest things we do is training, not just college training, but we can do vocational training, on-the-job training, job site training, job coaching, for example. One of the things that we've recently started doing is using our on-the-job training option for individuals who want to become a peer support specialist, recovery specialist. I know several of you on here. So Dave Sanders, many of you probably know David Sanders from the Bureau for Behavioral Health, approached me stating that, there are a lot of folks having trouble getting those 500 hours of required services, that the folks employing them couldn't pay them until they got certified. So we are now utilizing our on-the-job training to help those folks get paid for doing that 500 hours. So we recently did a whole training on that, and we've worked with a lot of people. So that is ongoing. So if you know someone that wants to become a PRSS and needs some assistance with that 500 hours, please feel free to reach out. That's something that we are doing. Rehabilitation technology is another thing. And again, that is a huge array of services, anything from computer equipment or assistive technology devices that help an individual with learning, like screen readers, or there's all kinds of examples out there, to driver's evaluations and vehicle modifications, home modifications. There's tons of things that we can do to help individuals who need those services. We can help with the physical and mental therapeutic, or we call them restoration services, whether it be counseling, medications, physical therapy, any type of things like that. Again, if the individual has insurance, we bill that first, but then we can oftentimes help with co-pays. We do provide specialized services for individuals who are blind or deaf and blind, or deaf and hard of hearing. Lots of different services that those individuals need. We do provide a variety of support services, such as what we call maintenance, which can help individuals potentially with the cost of relocation if they have to move for a new job, some transportation assistance, some personal care assistance. And all those things may not apply directly to the population that we're serving through the reentry councils, but sometimes it can. So let me just pause right there and ask about, before I move on to, how to get services, how to contact us, those things. Are there any questions about services that have popped into your head? Okay. So one of the things that I always like to talk about, and particularly for folks who may make a lot of referrals to us, again, establishing that relationship with a local office is very important. You know, we are not a perfect program. We have challenges just like any other agency with staffing issues and you know, sometimes there's communication breakdowns. But if you are having trouble yourself accessing services for it could be for yourself or for a family member or for one of your consumers, there are multiple ways to get things resolved. You can contact, again, a supervisor in the office that you're trying to get services for. Someone, each of those supervisors has a supervisor, a district manager. You can reach out to me. I can try to facilitate things. You can go to our Contact Us website right here, and you can submit, you know, information, and somebody will respond to that. We also have the Client Assistance Program operated through Disability Rights of West Virginia. So they can oftentimes step in and be a resource for consumers who are having difficulty accessing services. So that, I think, is a very brief overview of the Division of Rehab Services. But again, two key things to remember are disability and employment, and someone is struggling to find a job because of a condition or disability that's making it more difficult for them. Christian, is there anything that I've touched, because you've heard this a million times now, is there something that you can remember that I'm forgetting to say that you think is important?
You know, just you know, people need to self-advocate and,
Oh,
you
yes,
know,
that's definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I really encourage folks to be actively involved in their case. I mean, after all, it is about them. So they really need to advocate for themselves, and the squeaky wheel usually does get the grease. So don't be afraid to reach out and you know, advocate for yourself or your consumer. Thank you, Krisha. That's definitely very important.
yep, yep. And that's, you know, when I worked in higher ed, that, you know, your records from elementary, middle school, high school, they do not follow you. So, you know, you need to advocate for yourself and have current records that you can take with you to services.
Right. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen and ask if there are any questions. Well, I must have did a wonderful job. Or everybody's just tired. It is after lunch, right?
It is. All right. Well, thank you, Rich. And, you know, maybe by the 3 o'clock meeting, I'll have it all memorized.
Maybe. Yeah, the lady, I forgot her name, but yeah,
Tabitha.
3 o'clock. Yeah, reached out to me earlier, so
Good. Okay.
just to make sure that it was still on. So yep, everything is good. I'll be there at 3.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Barb, Chris, Michael, you have anything going on in your area? Any events coming up or anything? Tiffany, anything going on?
I'll just say that and let everybody know that we've had our outreach team down for a while. The bus hasn't been out very many places or anything, but we just hired a new guy, very familiar with everybody here in Logan and in the recovery community. Jason Aggins has joined our team now, and he started Monday. So very soon, in the next week or so, you're going to see the Mountain Laurel bus on the road again, and we're going to be out at different events with the bus and our outreach team again. So we're real happy to have Jason Aggins with us.
Awesome. Well, speaking of events, somebody like do a rundown of Second Chance Day last month. I mean, I heard it was huge, and that everybody seemed to have a good time, and it was a good turnout.
anything that Amber and Reach does turns out well, and it was a great day. The weather was perfect. We had some amazing speakers that day. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed the speakers that we had that day. But it's always good when we all get together and hang out.
Good. I'm glad that, the community turned out, and Hannah sang, right? She's such a beautiful voice, so yep. Awesome. All right. Well, does anyone have anything else? All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Some of you I'll see you at 3 o'clock, but everyone else enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, Krisha,
Hey,
do
what?
I have to do like stop recording or anything like that, or what?
Nope, I
do
got it.
do? You got it? All right. Thank
I
you,
got
buddy.
it. Yep, you're welcome. All right.
All right.
Bye,
See you guys.
everyone. Bye.
Thanks,
you all.
everyone.